Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel who really love rights. So just say and I say watch a man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime. Fight down. Me say Rastafari. War and crime. And do up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah,
Jah Rastafari, save all people.
and we love Jah, we love Jah,
Jah
we love
Rastafari, Jah Rastafari, save all people.
Put time away again. Listen,
Yeah!
just as I say, watch a man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace, while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and
Fight down war and fight,
Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah,
Jah Rastafari, preserve all
and we love Jah, Jah. Me love Jah,
Jah
me love Jah,
Jah Rastafari, preserve all.
me love Jah,
Jah Rastafari,
Jah Rastafari, Jah.
Rastafari.
Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twin.
Good evening and welcome to What's the Point? What's the point of us having the rules which nobody follows? What's the point of us having an anti-corruption body which nobody respects? What's the point in carrying out investigation without any accountability? What on earth is the point? Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us, to my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening. Welcome, one and all. Like and share the live for us this evening, please, everyone. Alrighty. And I want to start by asking you all to send out your love and your support to our moderator, Abina Sarkodie, who have lost one of her aunt today. When it rains, it really pours. Abena has just returned from Jamaica from putting another aunt to rest as well. So when it rains, it really pours, and we want to say to our sister, condolences, keep heart and be strong. So send all your love and support out, globalists. Given Keir Starmer's admission today in the UK Parliament that in his vetting of Jeffrey Epstein before he appointed him as the UK ambassador to Washington, he was told of his communication with Jeffrey Epstein. How long Keir Starmer government survives is a matter of the length of a piece of string and depends on how long the piece of string is. But this scandal is taking a toll on the British Labour Party, who have Mandelson dabbled over many different prime ministers, the Brown, the Blair, and now the sleazebag came back and is now causing a storm. But the Metropolitan Police is investigating. We welcome that. We hope to see Lord or Lady Mandelson behind bars within no time, as well as we would like to see Andrew Mountbatten shuffled off to Washington or New York to answer questions. The procurement crisis. The procurement scandal, the procurement, not even scandal, the procurement crisis continues in our country. And the latest again, and you notice we say again, is Daryl Vaz. Because when it comes to procurement breaches, Daryl Vaz sits very high up on the canopies of procurement breaches. Oh, pal, you're early to the wagwa. Daryl Vaz, even everybody, one big good evening, last no manners. How no do? Daryl Vaz sits very high on the canopies of procurement breaches. The minister. Somebody ask Daryl something for me, please. Anybody know no millionaire? Because me don't know if you watch Daryl Vaz in the parliament yesterday, I go to do, you know. My God Almighty. Daryl Vaz, I make you walk with the sheet empire. Your jacket suit them turning a sheet overnight, eh? But if you don't know no millionaire, what we can stitch them down to where Daryl come down to now. We can recommend to Daryl Vaz because Daryl Vaz a way breeze. The way all Daryl Vaz close them a swing and blow upon him. Daryl Vaz a way breeze. So if we don't know no millionaire, we can tack him up. Make it look like I close him away. Please do recommend it to them. It look horrible, sir. No man, it turn bad. Don't know what Daryl a fret about. But this year, how you wait just a slide, so. This year look like fretration. Mr. Vaz, any fretration are going? What with the attacks, you know? How high Daryl Vaz there when it comes to procurement? You know, the minister with the $1.4 billion what a $1 bus. We all know we can't see paper for the $1.4 billion worth of $1 bus. We hear say the minister take up 100 million Jackie Lecker figure up on a grand old spree again. We hear the management issue in the annual report where the management issue come out for Daryl Vaz. But there is something about the Starlink Daryl Vaz. May I hear something? No something with the Auditor General are saying, me no want to no go mix up Pamela name. But enough of Pamela part of it. And we have one short article to read from Zara Burton as well. This is in relation to the Meditech galang in the UII tax fraud scandal and all that jazz, and the Jill scandal. But the Auditor General is saying 121 of the 200 Starlink devices were unused several weeks after Melissa. No, there was a massive donation of Starlink that came into Jamaica, and does anyone remember the number of the amount of Starlink that came into the country? Because the amount of Starlink that came into the country, one of the questions we need to ask, did we need to use this 12 million on Starlink that it turned out not to be essential according to the government? Because if they were essential, which we know they are, where a lot of community are unable to communicate, and that signal would have helped a lot of people to communicate more. There's a question though, Daryl Vaz. Did we need to spend that $12 million And of the ones that you received in donations from abroad, how much of those have been distributed? Sharon Bernard, how you do? How much of those have been distributed? And how much of those are still in storage? Like the 121 out of the 200 that on purchase and Jamaicans don't have the use of them. Councillors or whoever they were given to. It was 200 Starlink donated as well. And we cannot get any update on these things. But beyond the procurement breach, Daryl Vaz, of this 200 Starlink, you know when bird fly over your head and shit pan you, Daryl Vaz? Me here to say, you is the person who have the contract for distributing Starlink across the Caribbean. Daryl Vaz, anything could go so for you? Because what would make that interesting, Daryl Vaz? Could it be if you have the business of delivering Starlink not only in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean? Could it be that if something goes off at you, that $12 million would have spent with Daryl Vaz? I'm just asking. I hear me here. Me no say Pamela Monroe say so. Me no say me hear if I no official source Daryl Vaz. Me say Bird. When there was a motorcade at one point going into the west, and all those in the long line of motorcade have a Starlink and them. Them only use it for them purpose, Abena, but what they're not doing, like places like a lot of places are St. Elizabeth where people still can't get reception. If they had at least one or two Starlink in the community where people can get Wi-Fi signal from, but no sort of help. Look at them something there. But the irony in this, if what is being said is true, then the go around the corner procurement of the $12 million, it would not tie the puzzle, Daryl Vaz. If you have the contract for distributing Starlinks, not only in Jamaica, but across the Caribbean, then that 12 million would not spend back with Daryl Vaz. Hence, the reason why the procurement rules weren't followed. But as usual, him jump out as usual with him bully boy tactics. As usual, him jump out with him bully boy tactics and apologetically, him not have no apology, rejecting the Auditor General's. Hold on there. 1 second, globally. You not hear the audio?
Commissioner of Police's office where I met with him, and the response is also response head of Starlink USA. We are meeting to discuss the logistics of the distribution. For Starlink, they have arriving here tonight 600 Starlink units, and other charitable organizations have also brought in. So what we are planning to do is to pool all of them and prioritize the distribution of them rather than them being distributed
And it's not prioritized, it's prioritized.
Hurricane Melissa. But what does he want from Jamaica? Jamaica is struggling to pick up the pieces after Hurricane Melissa ripped through our food system, destroyed communications, and left parts of our island in chaos. But in the middle of all this devastation, one man has suddenly appeared like a hero. Elon Musk, through his Starlink company, has reportedly given equipment and free satellite internet to help Jamaica restore communication after the storm. Now, let's be honest. When a billionaire steps into a crisis, the public reaction is always split. Some will say, give thanks, we need the help. Others will say, be careful, nothing in this world is free. But the real question that Jamaicans are not asking is this: why is one of the richest men on earth so suddenly interested in Jamaica's disaster? Because Musk is not a random donor.
Let me go back to the front because at that part they may interested in what Daryl Vaz talked about the amount of Starlinks.
Police's office where I met with him and the disaster response head of Starlink USA. We had a meeting to discuss the logistics of the distribution. For Starlink, they have arriving here tonight 600 Starlink units, and other charitable organizations have also brought in. So what we're planning to do is to pool all of them and prioritize the distribution of them rather than them being distributed independently.
Elon Musk.
So 600, he said in this video, plus what charitable organization a donate as well. Did we need to purchase those 200 when we could have used that $12 million to help Jamaicans who are suffering in the disaster zone? Did we need to spend that money? The problem is not even did we need to spend that money. Who was that money spent with? The greater question is not just did we need to spend that money, given what we just heard Daryl say, over 600 Starlink, and the country, the people in a disaster, if you ask them right now, if any of them have the benefit of any of those Starlink, if any of the communities have the benefit of those Starlink, I mean, I talk about have a left go wherever the police station or the fire station there. If any local setup in any of the communities that would allow the people to have communication access, because these are why they were donated by Elon and other people, is to get Jamaicans connected, because them know say it may take long for the system come back on. So they want to have people connected. And right across the disaster zone, people are still suffering. Debbie, it would probably a lot more, because if a 600 for Elon and other charities, you understand, plus we buy 200, and out of the 200 what we buy, we only use 79. Sorry. Out of the 200 what we buy, we only use 79 out of it. We go around the curb whenever time, I tell you all the while, and nobody now have to tell you anyway, whenever there's a procurement breach, a procurement breach facilitates a bigger corruption. A procurement breach facilitates a bigger corruption. Who the $12 million was spent with is important. Who did we procure the Starlink them from haphazardly without going through the rules is important, Daryl Vaz. That is why what's gonna call her? Philip Paulwell asking for transparency. It is important. We need to know, given that you have not followed the rules, given that you have not followed the procurement rules, we want to know who the money was spent, who you procure them from. And you come out and be faced with the Auditor General. Can I find the audio again? You come out and faced with the Auditor General. You unapologetically reject our finding, and our findings is uninformed. If our finding is uninformed, Daryl Vaz, young DT, Wagwan, if our finding is uninformed, is the lack of information and lack of documentation that you and your ministry have provided to her. If she's uninformed, it's the lack of information. But una have a way, Daryl Vaz, just like a whole the whole I know in a government, una have a way of doing the procurement paper after una secure whatever una claim to a procure. Una go back-handed, go make up competition paper and procurement paper like anything was done. And this is what is being done right across government. You're the one who is supposed to inform the Auditor General of the process that you use to purchase the Starlink them. So whatever the Auditor General present to us is the uninformed information that the Auditor General got from you. But because you don't have no respect for the people of Jamaica, you can stand up and do these things and talk to the people of Jamaica in the way you talk to them like you don't care. Tufton have a very cocky, arrogant, and nasty approach. It's like we beneath Tufton. We not to criticize him, we not to talk. But the level of killing and stealing and corruption with Tufton involved with in our health care. Every time a healthcare scandal break, them go off and a fix it here and a fix it there. Them a open baby, mother and baby unit over Jubilee, and him a adjust this and him a adjust that. We still don't have the accountability yet for the money them. With what accountability means, Tufton, is you resigning on somebody with the capability and qualification and understanding that of what is required to lead the Ministry of Health, do the job, if there is such in the Labour Party. The Labour Party has no qualified doctor over there. Other than please don't mention Chang. And nobody know what Michelle in their mouth neither. Other than that, they have no doctor over there. No, they have no injection doctor over there. I not talk about the doctor them with the title. I talk about injection legal doctor. But a big part of the problem that is going on, Jamaica people have shown the government that we are willing to tolerate what you are offering and more. We're willing to tolerate what you're offering and more. We will settle for it because of Jamaica this. I saw the thing go. And this is why not now get better. The politician them not even trying to do better. because you stay silent when a Jamaica biggest healthcare debacle and scandal. But when it's about running out to protect your political masters, you all have no qualms in commenting on social media. I notice with Jamaica people, most of the time they comment on social media is about cussing you or picking war with somebody else, but not to actually deal with the issue or the question that you may have raised in what you post on social media. And this is why politicians get away with blue murder. We have no focus, we have no priority. Even though Daryl Vaz can call it, he add one new syllable in a hit, if you ask me. We don't have focus and we don't have priority, so we just blow with the wind. And this benefit with politicians them so much. This is why you see the whole of them can sidestep the rule blatantly, and it doesn't matter. This is why you see investigations after investigations, exposure after exposure, no lessons learned, no accountability, no one is held accountable. Everybody is just lord and master for themselves. The people, though, who should hold them accountable are the same people that rigidly stand and defend their slackness, their corruption, their financial embezzlement and misappropriation, and downright crime, as all of these lot are committing. Our politicians are not only legal criminals, but protected criminals. Our politicians are not only legal criminals, but they're protected criminals. Not only that they're protected by the kangaroo legal system that we have in our country, but they're also being protected by their tribal loyalists who would even kill their own family members and friends to defend those who still wish to do them harm. Somebody can't fool so. Talk truth. Somebody can fool and back a wall so. The same person where dig out your eye, and the same person you stand up and defend with even what you don't have. You know, some of us will kill one another for politician and fight for politician, but you can't go to them for a doctor bill or a lawyer money. You remember when Kim came out crying that them get her in a bangarang where she don't know about, and she have to sell van, she have to do everything for pay legal fee, and nobody not has. You remember how Kim ball? Yeah. It's the same way they go to the gun, then turn around and come shot on and put gun pound. But let me address Andrew Fairlicker Penny there. Now, the government tries to, impasse using spoon to chuck it down with throat. A shovel my use now, because the more and more he can get down with throat is beneficial for him. So the Prime Minister continued going around with the scandal, or let me not call it scandal, the patting himself on the back, the glorification of how he has taken down the murder rate. Is it that about the people of Jamaica, though, Prime Minister. Because the dopey them walk past me this evening, you know. And you hear what they say to me, say, tell the people them, say, don't make Andrew fool them. Even though you say Andrew walk and kill off them picking, Andrew not do it to make them feel any safer. Andrew only a play up to investors. For sure, investors say in take down the crime rate and the investment safe. It's really not about. I saw the doctor them tell me to tell them, you know, it's really, really not about uno. So if uno they get up overnight and think to say, Andrew walk and killing off uno picnic them, I feel make uno feel safe. No. Then say if tell uno say, I know that Andrew Holness is just playing up to the international investors that it is safe to invest in Jamaica because crime and murder gone down. So, you notice every week for the last year or so, every week, Andrew Holness, him find a way to ram home the crime figure to you or find a way to celebrate it. This thing, Andrew has been championing the crime figure from November 2023 at that November JLP conference. And shortly after that, in a 20, I would murder in a 2024. And a 2024 in kind of phrase, meet your judge or maker. But 200 them did know what them plan was for October 28, 2025. And the so-called cleaning up crime and murder in Jamaica wasn't about you feeling safe. It was about welcoming the investors. Hence the brutal crackdown. Want to say Andrew deploy and killing off a lot of innocent young men in the middle of that crackdown. Because we have not forget about Jamar Ferguson and others that the police murdered in cold blood in their attempt to bring down the government crime figures, while nobody now talk. Oh, the JCF is bringing up the murder rate. Legal crime versus illegal crime. Crime a crime, Prime Minister. Crime a crime. Let me go to an article from Zara Burton. This is just a short article called The Free Version. May I read? But this is in relation to Meditech. You know, Meditech from the Jill scandal. Yes, that Meditech with Donovan Williams. Globalist, me want to sleep, you see? No, hold on there. The title, Who Owns Meditech? State Minister Donovan Williams no longer listed as majority shareholder. Minister of State in the Ministry of Labor and Social Security and Member of Parliament of Kingston Central Donovan Williams is no longer listed as the major shareholder of Medical Technologies. The 40,000 shares he held have been surrendered back to the company based on a check made at company's office of Jamaica by 18 degree north on the 2nd of February 2026. Meditech drew public attention last year after opposition spokesman and health Dr. Alfred Dawes alleged that the company overcharged the government's Southeastern Regional Health Authority for neurosurgical drill, which Meditech denied doing. The company, along with Donovan, sued for defamation. Dawes, meanwhile, claimed he was never served. They don't serve Dr. Dawes. Everybody just send out this, as me tell you, it's a pre-action protocol. Them just are used for frighten people. Williams has maintained that he being an attorney was only holding the 40,000 Meditech shares in trust, and that following the revelation of a shareholder dispute in 2002. His attorney had prepared the necessary documents to facilitate the passing of the shares to the beneficial owner. However, he didn't disclose who that beneficial owner is, prompting questions as to who exactly the government has been doing business with and whether any procurement laws have been breached. Between 2008 and 2020, 18 degree north later reported medical tech had received 223 contracts worth 201 million Jamaican dollars, approximately 1.85 million US dollars for various state entities, 2/3 of which had received only one tender based on information contained in the Integrity Commission quarterly contract award database. That is the end of that. So it's the same lack of transparency and lack of accountability we're talking about, because when Donovan Williams held those shares, he were under a duty to disclose who he's holding those shares for. Now that it hand over to the beneficial owner, the question is, were these shares handed over to a trust or a person? Is that person a member of government or is associated with government? These things are important for us to know. Without transparency, you will never have the truth. This is why this government is always in a swelter of scandal. It's quite a sleazy government that is always doing things behind the back door and under the table. It is why this government regularly gets exposed. We, the people, do have to take charge of holding government to account, not only holding them to account, but putting them to work. And if we put them to work and they fail to produce within 4 years, to hell with you and your jeggers that you turn up with. To hell with you and your 2 piece of old jagger. A wee broke politician bad, make them think say them can have a lazy life of service. Because it's what we get from most of our politicians. a lazy life of service or a useless and worthless life of service because they know they are in a safe seat. They're tucked away in a tribal corner. Even if I don't do anything, I am as safe as Carl Samuda. These are the positions we put ourselves in. The Wasara part, though, at a time like now, when we should have crawl out and nasty hole, we'll crawl deeper, go down there. We're crawling deeper in a nasty hole. In a time like now, the world is changing, power is shifting, and the people of Jamaica just submit themselves and their will to one family member. Onus of fool and tan bad. A two clip to play for over Granny Mulvine. I want to record them lie and mischief over here, because them a double down. What video this, yeah? Oh, Andrew Holness, a farm man, me waiting for tackle you. Remember when you come back from South Africa, how you jape way up and push we against wall and say how we make Jamaica look disgraceful on camera and run for food. Remember, Andrew? Remember how you catch we and jape we and push we up against wall? So how we make Jamaica look bad? Oh, you and Pernell Charles make Jamaica look so bad over the $20,000 Prime Minister. You see the broke down fence galang in a Westmoreland where they see the broke down fence galang in a Santa Cruz. You think this look like a good image, Prime Minister, when all food for the poor, tan cross yonder there so, and I look and see how you cheat the people them when food for the poor gave a particular stipulation of how the money figure. You think this is a good image, Prime Minister? Your solidarity line them. Prime Minister, out of the solidarity line, cause what go on, how you do? Out of the solidarity line, Prime Minister, and the food line, which one make any difference? Which one better than Tether? Because me never see no food line since Melissa well long like the solidarity line, Prime Minister. Look how you cheat the people them.
Office, Miss Jess at Santa Cruz, and as you can see, some people they are collect them hurricane relief money. Let's see what going on. Right now, the office full of nothing people they all about. So
Prime Minister, full food program gave 3 stipulations based on family size from 20,000 to 50,000. Prime Minister, 2 separate payments, Prime Minister. But Lion Wicked Thief in Andrew is only doing a one-off $20,000 with a big old line. Philly Wagwan. At the solidarity line, this year down at Santa Cruz. You never see the one at Westmoreland where they, Lord have mercy. Me don't know how the Prime Minister no see it. Prime Minister, you need to figure out foreign, because you know so when you die, you can't see things. You need to figure out foreign. where you can turn up all the way a foreign and look upon the solidarity line them in a Jamaica for the $20,000 when World Food Program gave 3 stipulations: base, prime minister, and family sizes. But you're one size fit all. Your pantyhose stacking in a prime minister. Prime minister, your pantyhose stacking. You're one size fit all. And that may I tell you. World Food Program work it out per family size, but you work it out per one size fit all. As some know, so you're wicked and thief.
Office, Miss Jess at Santa Cruz, and as you can see, it's the people they are collect them hurricane relief money. Let's see what going on. Right now, the office full of nothing people they all about. So I'm going. Hello, how you doing? All right. How are you going so this morning?
Yes, it's all right.
I know I'm going to can get some makings. How are you going so? Let me ask you what I'm going to do.
Yes, I want 20,000 grams. Come and give me a seat.
Oh.
You can't get up tax good, I like.
Oh, so they might give us $20,000 grant. All right. So guys, we just there. We're going on my friend and she tell me say.
Andrew Oldness need a shot with a bucket of shit, trust me.
They might give out $20,000 grant to the people. Like it's just a hurricane relief money around right now. You see me? So people they are like nothing man, see them. Right at Santa Cruz we there at the MP office. Miss Jess. We don't see her yet, me one day, but she there inside here one. Okay, we don't know if she there here, me don't like talk to her and see what's going on, alright? Right at Santa Cruz. Alright guys, well let's start the video.
Bear in mind, say, bear in mind, say, all know, we don't know what Andrew I do. Out of the money here where you see, that $20,000 where you see Andrew I give out. I know government money. A World Food Program money. Where family have 2. I think family have 2, 3. They get up to $20,000. I think a family have 4 so on. They get up to 5, they get $35,000. And family of 6 and above get $50,000 in 2 separate payments. So the family of 6 and above would end up with 100,000. The family of up to 4 would end up with 75,000. The family of 2 so on would end up with 40,000. See where Andrew turn out in a one big old dirty solidarity bungle. Solidarity from Mr. Siaga days. Anybody remember solidarity money from Mr. Siaga days? Solidarity, Andrew, is a disgrace to Mr. Siaga. If even use the word solidarity in the pittance, in the chip and ice cream and ice cement money prime minister, because $20,000 can't even buy patty and backstrings in Jamaica again. Let's be real. $20,000 can't even buy a patty and backstrings in Jamaica. You have to buy a cone, an ice cream cone, an ice cement, and a cheese chip, and the money done. If anything left for me, you can get a bag juice out of it. $20,000. You need to go foreign prime minister. Go turn all the way foreign and look how disgraceful it look. Knowing say the World Food Program article depend the website where everybody can go read. When me read Pan Yasso, already prime minister, and you take people and show God. When What do you think $20,000 can do? I know we don't. The open money with Andrew Holness and his friend, Babsy, with Auditor General flag their website for data protection and security issues. I know we don't know the open millions that they collect. The open millions what Babsy collect in a concert. We still don't know. And even the World Food Program money, Prime Minister, will come in the country for the people them. You have to pinch piece off of it before you give them. And you have to turn so long before you give them. When you do a quarrel, say people will give them food and make them look disgraceful. Are you a quarrel, say people make them look disgraceful, you know?
This officer was also the victim of crime, having left work late one evening. He was deprived of his personal effects in the downtown area. And it was known to us that he would often stay here until late in the night, and therefore permission was granted to him that he could have access to the vehicle to ensure his safety in those extenuating circumstances. But certainly no permission was ever granted for there to be any unauthorized usage of the vehicle for personal purposes, nor for incorrect entries to be entered in the logbooks.
We have to keep reminding us so no done.
This officer,
we're gonna make that clip here continue play and play, Colleen, because what private use mean, it seem you don't get the real understanding of it yet. It seems as if we don't get the real understanding of what that really means up until now. You think this young man is the first person to get him back grabbed downtown? No, let's be real, Colleen. If every Jamaican will get them back grabbed downtown, did so coward that government have to provide them a vehicle to go. You know, if you say, all we would I make sure somebody back grab we back when we did downtown? Is this the only government worker ever get them back grab? That's why we have to make special provision for him. But is there any truth to that story? Because if there was truth to that story, Colleen, we would provide the facts on day one. Because I know since the Auditor General did her probe, we don't know say because him did get robbed and him fearful and him leave work at night, why not allow him to leave the car? If that was the case, why you have to wait till you come to Parliament? That would have been answer you give from the very first time in the probe to explain the complexities, isn't it? So the walk and talk when you come to Parliament today, or the think and talk when you come to Parliament today, it just show up how not only incompetent you are, how much of a waste of time you are collecting taxpayer money, but how corrupt and crooked you are. Because when you sit down for 4 months and you tell the committee that you get a report every month, and in the financial report, at no time you remember about that transfer that was authorized in none of those 4 months, and your claim say you will get monthly reports. So even if you get the monthly report, you're not reading them. You see, so this is the reason why there's an utter breakdown in the governance of Parliament. We have an inexperienced clerk and an inexperienced speaker. And both of them are creating the system of our Parliament in their own understanding or to their own liking. And we must cite the danger. This is not just for the PNP them stand against. This is for us as a people to stand against. This is why you see people like Delroy Chuck yesterday in a parliament make an utter fool of himself, make an utter fool of the legislative framework, make a fool of just common understanding. Anyway, I bet time now. I shit. Nobody else there for clubber. Oh, let me play the mix up because I think I this Cliff won this. Cliff them a double down. Them a double down.
The 28-page report is the result of a real-time examination of how resources were managed under the Hurricane Melissa Relief Initiative. Focus was...
Oh, and that the recording may have been in one relation to the Melissa Galang.
Placed on the National Disaster Fund, emergency procurement by the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, and the acquisition, distribution of Starlink devices and inventory management practices. The report found that the National Disaster Fund Committee, NDFC, the statutory body responsible for overseeing the fund, has not fulfilled its mandate. The committee last met in June 2022, its term expired in September 2023, and no replacement had been appointed as of December 2025. Mrs. Monroe Ellis says this placed the management of the fund outside the framework required by law. The Auditor General says Section 40 of the Disaster Risk Management Act requires the Financial Secretary to approve withdrawals from the National Disaster Fund after consulting the NDFC. But at the time, the Director General of ODPEM requested $350 million for Hurricane Melissa relief. No committee had been appointed. The audit also flagged weaknesses in emergency procurement practices. ODPEM awarded contracts valued at $85 million for hurricane supplies, but failed to publish the contracts on the Government of Jamaica Electronic Procurement GOGEP platform within the 1-month deadline mandated by law. The Auditor General says a sample of the contracts found that all but one was in line with the procurement guidelines. The total sample was valued at $81 million. One of the most significant findings related to the $12 million procurement of 200 Starlink satellite internet devices. The Auditor General found that the purchase was initiated by the instruction of the Energy and Telecommunications Minister, Daryl Vaz, rather than by the head of the procuring entity. This, she says, was contrary to the Public Procurement Act. The devices were also delivered on November 14, before procurement documentation was completed, with key forms prepared retroactively on November 19. Auditors also...
The Starlink device arrived before the procurement documents were prepared.
Also found that many of the Starlink devices procured were not used. Physical inspection conducted at 8 entities revealed that all 41 devices issued remained unused and in storage. Additionally, 5 entities did not record the Starlink devices in their asset inventories, and 3 municipal corporations reported that the devices had not been entered into municipal inventory listings, but were issued directly to the respective councillors. A further inspection of 41 devices observed that all the units were equipped with European 2-pin electrical...
Councillor MP, what happened to the Starlink device them?
Plugs requiring adapters for use. Mrs. Monroe Ellis says as of January 6, 2026, 80 out of 200 Starlink devices remained in storage at the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The audit also found that food items, tarpaulins, and water valued at nearly $60 million were not recorded in ODPEM's inventory system, despite earlier audits warning about similar weaknesses.
Because them they were not recorded, Miss Ellis. Me and you know you not go talk it out because your mouth under regulation, mine loose. Coming back when you blow hatches, it just a fly so in anybody's face. We know, say Miss Ellis, the one them when you go down in an inventory, and then one day we go book up a hardware, electronic store, wholesale, Miss Ellis, supermarket. Miss Ellis, a whole heap of people go open business out of Melissa, you know. A whole heap of people they get rich out of Melissa, you know, Miss Ellis. So you stay there. All of what you see not recorded. All, Miss Ellis, where you not see recorded. You just ask Jamaicans to look out for the hardware store them where go pop up. The electronic store them where go pop up. And the wholesale them where go pop up. You think them a fool?
The report says ODPEM acknowledged that its inventory systems were incomplete and still being updated at the time of the audit. Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
Yeah. The stealing continue. They call it governance, but it is organized theft. What they call governance in our country is organized theft by the elitists. Marcus Garvey said, unite or perish. Evermore, every day, unity put itself up in your face and it seems as if you're choose to perish. Just the other day, you were given the chance to choose Jesus or Barabbas. You, though, decide to choose Barabbas. Thank you very much, and good night from Global TV.
Ghetto, run, keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gotta bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and cry. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and cry and do the righteousness. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. And we love Jah. Jah Rastafari. And we love Jah. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. We love Jah. Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen. Yeah. Just as I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down, war and cry. righteousness, and we love Jah. And we love Jah Jah. And we love Jah Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah Jah Jah. Me love Jah Jah. Me love Jah Jah. Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jah Jah. Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.